Sometimes, art imitates life in all of its tragedies. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 5 touching TV sitcom tributes to cast members who died.
Are they a great bunch of people or what?
Yeah.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're ranking the most memorable and emotionally impactful instances when sitcoms were forced to address the real-life deaths of cast members within their fictional universes. We won't be including non-sitcom shows like Glee, and we're also going to include a spoiler alert, as we're likely going to be delving into some pretty heavy plot points. Number 5, Frances Bay, The Middle.
Well, she looked good.
She really did.
I think she looked pretty.
The Middle is known for its irreverent sense of humor, and it was this same quality that ran through the show's tribute to character actress Frances Bay on the episode titled The Map.
Look, Aunt Ginny lived a long, full life and she died in her sleep, and I think we can all take comfort in that.
How is that comforting?
Bay had portrayed the boozin' and chain-smoking Aunt Ginny on the show, and the Heck family balanced out a respect for how good she looked with their own kooky plans about freezing their heads and avoiding death.
Hey, that's a good idea. If you go before me, I'm gonna freeze your head and put it on a dude's body.
They turned the discussion back to Ginny's long life, achievements, and bitchin' cheesecake, with the takeaway being how the conversation is respectful to Bay's character on the show, while also being really, really funny. Say hi to Patton for us, Aunt Ginny.
The point is, she was a nice lady who looked good and died in her sleep and lived a long life and is in a pretty place and met Patton and made a hell of a cheesecake.
Number 4, Nicholas Colasanto, Cheers.
Coach gone. I can't hardly believe it.
Nicholas Colasanto was the heart and soul behind the early seasons of Cheers, a befuddled yet lovable father figure to the bar's wacky cast of characters.
My God, how did he find the doorbell?
His character of Coach was initially written out as being on vacation after Colasanto suffered a fatal heart attack, but his death was eventually referenced when Coach's pen pal Woody Boyd visits Cheers and takes the open bartender position.
Howdy. I'm a friend of Coach's. Is he around?
I'm sorry, Woody. I guess you hadn't heard. No, Coach passed away a couple months ago.
Colasanto's presence was never forgotten on Cheers, right until the show's classic final episode, when Sam Malone lovingly adjusts a picture of Geronimo, originally taken from Colasanto's dressing room, on the wall of the bar, before turning off the lights one last time. Number 3, Phil Hartman, Newsradio.
Bill, this isn't a scheme. We're really sinking.
Right. You got me.
Phil Hartman was a comedy giant whose presence still permeates the lives of fans and friends alike.
As far as memorial services go, I thought that was very nice.
Yes, it was.
Very nice. Nice.
The cast of Newsradio offered up a fitting, emotional send-off to Hartman on their 5th season premiere, Bill Moves On, when the group gathers after the funeral services for Hartman's character, Bill McNeil.
He would have been all, hey, look, it's a broken heart because I was sitting at home watching television and I had a heart attack and died.
The episode perfectly balances tearful memories of McNeil together with the sort of witty comedy Hartman loved, with an extra emphasis on how Andy Dick's character Matthew is in denial about Bill's death.
See, Bill always said that someday, when the time was right, he was going to drop out of society and move up to Afghanistan and start a boat chartering company.
Bill Moves On is a fine tribute, the sort of television which, at least for a moment, softens the sting of one truly tragic loss. Number 2, Selma Diamond and Florence Hallop, Night Court.
Bo, I want to know why you got drunk.
Because I was toasting my friend Selma, that's why. And she deserved every one I could think of.
The hit sitcom Night Court lost not one, but 2 beloved characters during its nearly decade-long run, resulting in 2 separate periods of mourning for the remaining cast members.
We all cared about Selma very much. But there comes a time where you gotta stop grieving and you go on living.
Selma Diamond and Florence Hallop were 2 of a kind, feisty and sharp comedic foils who had endeared themselves to both the audience and cast alike.
Well, we interviewed for bailiffs last week.
I'm late. Now, do I get the job or what?
Hallop was actually cast in the 3rd season to replace Diamond, who had died of lung cancer, only to have the disease claim her own life a year later.
I'll be needing a raise.
Night Court aired touching tributes to both actresses on the 3rd and 4th season debuts. and eventually replaced Halep with Marsha Warfield, who stayed on until the series ended in 1992.
Are you all right?
Hangover.
Number 1. John Ritter, 8 Simple Rules.
Care Bear, don't drive yourself crazy going over and over everything. No one can control what happened.
John Ritter was another huge comedic voice who was taken from us far too soon. He also received touching tributes from more than one series, as both Scrubs and 8 Simple Rules did their best to memorialize one of TV's most beloved actors.
I had my dad. The last words I ever said to him were, "I hate you."
The second season 2-part episode of 8 Simple Rules, titled Goodbye, is particularly difficult to watch, as the sitcom suddenly turns into a real-life drama.
You know what his last words to me were?
What?
Hasta la vista, baby. Such a cornball.
It's clear that the actors on screen are dealing with some real levels of grief, and we, the audience, can cry right along with them as the characters process their feelings.
Because I know that whenever they insult me, whether it's a "you're an idiot," "what a geek," or an "I hate you," and "I love you" isn't far behind.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from MsMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.